So don't get married in the Philippines, and here's why. Um, Philippines is a very traditional country, and women will always push for marriage. Sometimes, in my experience, even before meeting you, and certainly after meeting you, if you are handsome or perceived as wealthy, or both, or a foreigner. But here's some reasons that you may not understand if you've never been here, you're not super familiar, um, that you should not. Number one, there is no divorce in the Philippines. There is an annulment, which an annulment in America is when you make a mistake by getting married and you try to unwind it a month or a week later. But an annulment is different here. And an annulment can cost about a half a million pesos, maybe 8,000 to 9,000 US dollars, and will take multiple years and probably about 100 court dates and may be denied at the end. On top of that, another great reason to not get married is that cheating is a crime. So if you are a guy with a wandering eye, or a guy that has, human impulses of a young man, and you decide to cheat on your wife, it's not like a Western country where you've done nothing wrong. You can actually get into huge trouble for cheating on your wife. So there is no divorce whatsoever, and cheating is illegal. Now, the third reason, which would be controversial, is that as a man, especially if you're up there in years, maybe 50 and over, there is basically no upside to getting married. There is no benefit, especially if you are wealthy and your wife is relatively less fortunate. There is absolutely zero point 0.0 benefit. Now, if a woman is like withholding sex or something like that, that could be an understandable reason why you would kind of be forced into marriage. But for the most part, if you're not in that type of a situation, there isn't a massive upside to tying the knot with a woman. If you're religious, go for it. If you want your children, parents to be married and you have children with the woman, go for it. But getting married, there is almost no upside. Now, am I against being married? No. Here's what I'm against: getting the government involved in a marriage. So I believe that people can be married on a spiritual ceremony. I believe that you can make vows to someone and live with someone and do a nice, spiritual ceremony in a Boracay or a comparable island, and then you're married, quote unquote, but you haven't done a government contract with that person, which a government contract is where the crime comes in if you cheat. A government contract is where you're not able to really go your separate ways, and there is no need for a divorce if you don't do a government contract and you do a spiritual ceremony. So I think a government contract is just not favorable for a man, and there's just no reason to do it. Now, if a woman wants to marry you and you say yes, this and that, and then you tell her, oh, well, I am cool with that, but I don't want to do an actual government contract. If she is opposed to that, I would say that that's a major red flag. And that if a girl wasn't cool with that, then I would say that she's definitely got her eyes on your money. And I don't think that she would be able to be my girlfriend anymore if she, threw a huge fit about not getting access to half my money and things of that nature. So that's just my personal take on it. A spiritual ceremony is the way to go. Having a lifelong partner, all that stuff is good to go. But this is not America where you can just do a $150 divorce, or you can just, say oops, or you can just, sleep with the whole town afterward and there's no legal consequences. This is the Philippines. This is a conservative country. People will push for the government contract, and I just really, really caution you that that's not something that I would get involved in, and there's little to no upside for men. Guys will not take my advice. I know tons of people that are doing it, whether it's religion, whether it's children, whatever it is. I totally respect that, but at the end of the day, these are the honest facts that I'm telling you, and you may not be, aware of the laws and the structures and think that it's kind of like getting married in the West. It's not. So like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and sana all.